obviously, as a memecoin trader, you're looking for alpha. I'm looking for a moonshot.
For the wide change of money.
Anybody can trade memecoins. Do you like the dog or you like the cat? I mean, what else is there?
That's why people believe that every token will cost $1. From 0.000000001, I will get $1. Okay, let's do it. Let's buy some shitcoin right now.
No charts, bro. We don't use charts here. This is a market where something can be a rug or a scam, but you can still trade it and make money.
If it has not been rugged in 1 hour,
It's more likely. If it's 5 hours alive, it's more likely to last a little bit longer.
let's check our portfolio. Ray, what did you trade yesterday or maybe on the last week?
Oh, I can tell you last night, yeah.
Last night.
Last night, there was this Elon was fighting against Trump.
Yeah.
So they were going back and forth. So obviously, as a memecoin trader, you're looking for alpha and keywords that they come up with. And Elon said they have to launch a new party called the American Party. So as a memecoin trader, I was just bidding every new launch that had the name American Party. And so far, the biggest one I think is right now at $6.9 million. So hopefully, I think one of them is going to work maybe to like 50 mil or something.
Oh my God, how does it work? Like you're having a lot of people who are just listening for the Elon and Trump.
Yes.
And they try to launch tokens immediately.
Yes, exactly. So almost like when Elon does anything significant, let's say change his name on his Twitter page to KKS Maximus, you know a new coin is going to be born out of that, right? So if you're a degen, you have to be in the trenches looking for any token that comes out. There are no limits to how many of these tokens can be created. So you sort of have to find which one is going to be the winner with this name. So every day is the same.
Can you tell me any criteria how to choose a winner?
You don't really know. So you just, so to minimize risk, you're looking at something that is maybe less bundled. They don't have a small cabal of people controlling it. It's well distributed. The liquidity is locked. And you're looking for community, so it needs to be held by a lot more people.
Every time it's a big surprise for me because all this Kabbalah. And can you clarify the idea of Kabbalah?
A cabal is a group of people that is like controlling the project. So meme coins are known to be like this community owns everything.
Okay.
But a cabal is like if you and I want to launch a coin, like Trump. Trump launches a coin. The people that were able to buy first earlier were people within his circle. So those people are the cabal.
And the good meme coin traders looking for the very well distributed tokens.
Yes, you want more distribution because the cabal means that let's say a token is 60% controlled by a cabal. The cabal has 10% each. When they can just dump the coin at any moment, then the project is over.
Have you ever dig deep how to create a project that are very well distributed? It's like you just launch it on a pump fund, share it with your friends, and that's done?
There is no way to do it. I think the best way I approach it is just as a math problem. So you look at the numbers. There are tools you can use to sort of like bubble maps. You look at all these clusters, how many clusters are there and how much they control. Because if you just go by, you want to launch a coin without a cabal, it's not that possible because the moment you launch it, you got all these bots and snipers. So they can snipe your token more than you may have. So you can't control it anymore. It's very difficult. So you can try to be like, oh, we're just going to launch it, tell my friends. But then your friends can tell their friend and their friend can tell their friend. So you can start from, let's say, a group of 4 people.
Okay.
And then you can't control outside of what happens, like the prison's dilemma kind of thing.
But what to do with all of these bots and snipers, etc.? They're just joining and buy every token.
Yeah, they're there. So they're servers. Basically, right now, what I've heard so far is that you're competing against bots. There are people that have paid whole servers that are dedicated to front-running transactions and sniffing and then sniping all these new tokens.
And this fact that there are so many bots and snipers, that's the reason why we do not see a lot of good projects right now, or not?
I think not having a good project has everything to do with just people losing trust in crypto as a whole.
Yeah, I get it.
Right? But in the meme coins, it just makes it harder for you to make money for everybody. So you can launch a project now in meme coin
but you
that goes up. And also you'll be sniped and you can lose money because maybe you spent on marketing or you bought your own token and you get sniped and you get dumped on. So it just makes the game even more complicated too.
That's what I'm asking because this is a game between Kabbalah and the sniping.
Yes.
Where is the middle?
The middle is the retail. So you and I, if we don't snipe and we're not Cabal, we're retail. And we just have to hope that when we buy, it goes high enough for us to sell before we get dumped on. That's what it has become. So you can imagine it's a very difficult game to play.
Oh my God. So how many tokens did you buy last night?
Maybe 12. different
12.
tickers. Yeah.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
So do you do any soft? Do you just bought them from the pump fund or from the Radium?
Yeah, I use like Axiom or bullx.
But you buy these tokens when they are already made a transition to the Radium.
Not always.
Not always.
Not always. So when there is like a direct ticker, like I know what I was looking for yesterday, so I filter for the new launches, migrations, and I would just be searching for these specific words. So if I see a good one that is just launched, I'm clicking on everything.
In average, how much money do you put in one project?
It depends on the stage. So if it's, let's say, new launch, less than 20K in market cap, then I'm putting in 0.1.
0.1 sold.
Yes. My goal is always to get 1% of the entire project, of the supply. So it depends on which stage it's at, So the more graduated it is, the more expensive it becomes.
So you spent around 1.5 Solana yesterday.
Yes. On one side, I mean, I had some of them that were over 500K already. So I had to spend a little bit more.
What is your expectation ROI for this?
My strategy is that I get in and then I have a limit order to sell at 100%. So I sell 50% at 100% return just to claim back my capital. Then the rest, it's a moon bag. So,
do you have any moonshots in your moon bag?
yeah. I mean, some moonshots worked. I was in Fartcoin, it did really well, and several other projects too.
How many time do you spend to research or to trade?
All day. It's what I do. I'm sitting there.
All day.
Yeah, I'm just clicking.
Oh my God.
Unfortunately, this is what the game has become, But to be fair, there are times when it's easier, when there are times that it's hard. So like when meme coins are really at the top, everything is hard. It's like every new launch gets to at least like 3 or 5 million. So those days it's kind of easy. You just click whatever. And you also have a network, maybe some cabals. So you kind of get into a lot of launches that are good.
Do you do it alone or do you work with a team or maybe cooperate with someone else?
I have people that I know.
Okay.
That also do the same thing. So we're always sharing information.
So we're just like, I bought this one. So what do you think?
Yes.
Etc.
Some meme coins are not always like pump fund launches, right? They're like really proper organized projects.
Okay.
If somebody knows that there's a new project that's launching, they can want to try to front run it. Maybe they went to a conference and this guy told them, we're launching this project on this day. And this guy will be like, I'm going to front run this. Or maybe they are part of the project. So it just depends.
Okay, but what to do to the, let's say, retail users, to the regular users who are not so deeply involved in this, how they can participate, or it just gambling by its own?
The chances of winning are very thin. But to be fair, it depends on what you're into. So you can win also based on the meme itself. Like, let's say you're deeper into the just a chill guy meme on TikTok or whatever, right? Or on Reddit. When it launched, it means that people who were familiar with that meme had an edge because they knew what it was. If you didn't know, then you just look at it like, you ignore it.
Ignore it, yeah. Chill guy.
Mm-hmm.
So you do it every day, no weekend?
Every day, no weekends. I mean, I do a show, I do a live stream every day. So one way that I also do it is that I go live and people are telling me tickers all the time. Look at this one, look at this one. That's, I think, the best strategy because sometimes I'm focusing on things that I like and I know, and I might ignore other new launches and people will tell you.
But, this is a lot of new launches every day and the narratives, switches from dogs to cats, etc. from day to day. How long do you sit in one token? It looks like the world is speeding up and now it takes days or maybe hours.
Yeah, right now the cycles are very short. So for me, I'm not a day trader in meme coins in a way that I'm not trying to be like, okay, it goes 2x and I'm selling. I'm looking for a moonshot. I'm looking for that 1000x, right?
For the wife changing money.
For the wife changing money. So when I get in, I don't care if it goes to zero. As long as I pull out my initial capital, I don't lose my capital, I'm good. So I make it 2x, I pull out the 50%, the rest I don't care if it goes to zero. So most of my portfolio is kind of like coins that just go up, dump, go up, drag, but then you get one of those that like go to extremes and then that becomes a winner.
Talking about the rocks, why are so many rocks right now on the market?
Well, because you have a lot of brokies launching tokens. To someone who is completely broke, they put 1 Solana down to launch a project and it goes to $14,000. Maybe they can pull out 2 or 3K. To them, it's a lot of money.
That's why we ruined this industry.
Right, exactly. That's just what's happening. It's that entry barrier has been reduced to the floor. So it's no longer a millionaire who is launching a project or who is looking to make. It's like, you know the James Wayne story?
Yeah, sure. I think that James Wayne, this is a very good promotion campaign.
For Hyperliquid?
From Hyperliquid.
Okay.
Maybe he's a real gambler,
Mm-hmm.
but it will be smart to hedge all of these positions on a Binance, let's say. If you buy for the 1 billion, you can sell for the 1 billion at the same moment on a Binance. Then it can, and then you can generate a lot of money from all of these activities as affiliate.
Yes.
From the Hyperliquid. I think because I want to prepare a material, I do not want to dig deep because I'm an expert in marketing. From the marketing side, it looks like a very good promotional campaign. Sometimes I was not sure because sometimes he looks like a very addicted man. Also, with some of his posts, but his actions like, hey guys, now we need to send money to Ras, and now I have a moon peak or something like this.
Yes,
also.
yes.
It sounds like crazy.
I think he's promoting Moonpig, that's for sure. But Moonpig is on Solana. is not even on Hyperliquid, right? So I do think that the first two trades were real, and then the third one, maybe Hyperliquid got in and be like, okay, let's use this to market. Maybe we give you 500K or whatever, something like that.
Maybe, yeah, because he started from the 3 million.
Exactly.
And then get it to the 100.
But think about the point I was trying to make was that this guy went to $80 million in profit. He never took it.
Yeah.
So this is the mentality of these degenerates. It's like, they can let it run until it hits your target. So you can buy a meme at like maybe 200,000 market cap, and if your goal is to hit $1 billion, you've got people that are going to hold it until it gets there.
That's why people believe that every token will cost $1.
Yes, absolutely. Yeah.
And from 0.000000001, I will get $1.
Yes.
I will have 1 million Nexus, and I will be millionaire one night.
Right. As a market, I'm sure you know the psychology, right? It's why people buy XRP and stuff like that, because like, when it gets close to Bitcoin, I'm going to become a millionaire.
So this is your daily routine, trade meme coins.
Yes, I mean, I do have other stuff that I do, but this is what I spend most of my time doing.
When somebody asks you, what do you do? What do you answer?
It depends on who I'm talking to.
Or let's say on any crypto event.
At any crypto event, I just tell them crypto trading or investing in projects, because I also do private rounds.
Why do you choose meme coins as a main source of as a main platform for the trading? Why not futures, not maybe more like Bitcoin or ETH or something like this?
I do trade futures also. So on my live stream,
Okay.
we have an account that we trading futures all the time. The thing is that it's not that entertaining.
It's not entertaining.
It's not entertaining.
Wow.
It's boring.
Oh my God, it's an interesting point.
Right. Meme coins are they're community based. It's like it's just like a PvP game that people are playing. A lot more emotions involved.
No, I watched some of your videos. It's like really, it's engagement.
Right. It's very engaging,
engaging.
and you don't need skill, right? It's all about vibes. Anybody can trade meme coins. Do you like the dog or you like the cat? And then you just buy based on that decision. Do you like the hippo or you like this community? Whereas derivatives, you have to be talking about what is the stop loss and, entry, technical analysis. Like, people feel so dumb when you talk about it. They're like, I'm not going to play this game. So meme coins are just like, well, choose which cat, dog. I like the cat. Yeah, sure. Go it.
Really? You are choosing the meme coins by its picture?
Yes. I mean, what else is there?
That's what I want to ask. How do these big projects launch? Because let's say you don't need anything to launch a project. You can just open Pumpfun, upload a picture,
Yeah.
made some social networks.
Mm-hmm.
You can ask ChatGPT to create a website for you.
Yeah.
And then you can just launch it. And if people will like this picture, they will buy it.
Absolutely, yeah. We call it can be a picture, it can be a story. So we call it lore. What's the lore of the project? So something like Peanut, it was a story of a squirrel that was killed by the police in the United States. That was the lore. If you look at the picture of the cute squirrel, you're like, okay, what's up with this squirrel? Oh, this squirrel was murdered by the police. Some people call it the George Floyd of animals. It was killed by the police in New York, and that's it. And people buy it. So the whole idea of like, oh, you need to read a white paper and all that was just out of the window. Which makes sense because, most people don't want to think or read white papers.
Yeah, sure.
It's easier.
Okay, talking about more now it sounds funny, but more fundamental meme coins. Gary Potter, Obama, Sonic, Shiba Inu, maybe SPX, Fartcoin. What do you think about this?
Fartcoin is by far my favorite. So I wouldn't say that it has any fundamentals. I would say like SPX.
Pepe also.
Pepe. Yeah, Pepe has a little bit more fundamentals as well. But I do think those are what can sustain themselves for the long term. It's like, okay, they have a community, they have a belief system, and they like Pepe is taken a little bit more seriously. Like you can see a hedge fund buying into Pepe, they can explain it to themselves that, well, we're looking for exposure into meme coins, and Pepe is kind of like an OG meme. Yeah, right? It's a blue chip. So that is great, but still the problem is that it's not that engaging because the people that in retail are looking for 1,000xer, and you know you're not going to get it from Pepe.
Okay, so what is the most engaging?
The most engaging is whatever is the cheapest.
Okay, let's do it. Let's buy it now. What I need to do to buy some shitcoin right now?
You can use like Phantom, or if you're really...
Yeah, I have Phantom. Okay, I get it. Let's buy it. Let's choose it live.
Sure, let's
do entertainment.
Yeah.
Because I have never ever buy some meme coins with a... Oh, I get it. I have 0.1 Solana here. Moonpeak. Oh, he racked me. My Moonpeak now is like $50. Fuck.
Oh, wait, did you buy James Wayne Moonpeak?
Sure.
No, bro, that was a big mistake. Like you're buying a coin or the guy who just got ragged 20 million. He would take whatever little is remaining there.
Okay, now I sold it. Now I have $50.
Okay, $50.
$50 in sold.
I think you probably want to play.
What I need to do? Where I need to go?
First, go to DEXScreener to sort of have an idea of what's going on.
Why swap is not confirmed? Let me create a new account. I will call it GreyBTC.
The winners in the next 24 hours are more likely going to be America Party or the American Party or AP America Party on Ethereum. Personally, I just bought all the tickers.
Okay, let me buy it. Give me a second. I will withdraw some Solana to my account. I like this gamble. It's funny.
Yeah, exactly right. No skill needed. I think that's the whole lore.
So how much money do you need? $100. $100 will be.
Yeah, $100 is good. Just if it goes to $1 billion, that would be a good sizable amount. You never know. Oh, but think about this. If I had told you about the same thing about Fartcoin, what would you have thought? Like, oh, Fartcoin can go to $1 billion to $1. It's like, yeah.
It's funny. So while we are waiting money for my account, I think it will be withdrawed in the next few minutes. So DEXScreener, right? Dex tools.
DEXScreener is better.
I deleted
UI.
Why? I deleted DEXScreener. I usually use Dex tools.
Dex tools, the UI is crap, and it's kind of it's a little slow as well. Yeah.
No, okay. Let's use DEXScreener. Because for the DEXScreener, I have never ever can find a graph. It's quite hard for me to find a chart. That's why I do not use it.
No charts, bro. We don't use charts here. Charts for what? There are no charts. What do you want to see on the chart?
That's why I do not use DEXScreener, because it was no chart.
Exactly. Like chart for what?
For technical analysis. I want to see triangle there.
It's all about the vibes, bro. There's no
what
technical
about
analysis.
The Fibonacci?
No, we don't do that here. We don't do that, bro. It's you look at the ticker, do you like it or you don't? That's
really?
It. Yeah.
That's how it works.
That's how it works.
No
like the chart for what?
To understand, is it any chances to go up or down?
There are no technicals, there are no fundamentals. So look, this is a market where something can be a rag or a scam, but you can still trade it and make money. So all those things don't matter.
Okay, let's go. I'm here. Where I need to go then?
Now, if you want to see the chart, just select any of those.
Okay, no. How to choose the coin here? Let's have some fun.
Okay, sure. So how to choose a coin? You look at the tickers.
I need to search America, right?
Yes, right now, America makes more sense. Yeah.
Like this, America.
Yeah.
I have one America Party.
What market cap is that one?
52K.
Okay, no, that's too. I don't think that one is going to make it.
33K, 57K.
So look at the trending.
50K.
Go to trending.
I have no idea where to look. Trending.
Yeah.
Trending 5 minutes or 1 hour.
Put it on. Let me look at my futures.
America coin, yes. Americoin.
Yeah. Put at 6 hours.
6 hours. Get it.
Yeah. So you got AP, right? AP America Party. You got the America Party. Then you got the.
I do not have it. How do?
Oh, these AP.
AP.
Yes.
The number one.
Yes.
AP and TAP.
Yeah, so the AP one, I don't think it's a good one because you look at 3.8 million market cap.
Where are you looking for?
Yeah, I'm just looking at all these numbers. But then you can also look at the chart, by the way, if you want. It's there. But look at how it looks. It doesn't look right. So,
Okay,
yeah.
so
I would speculate on this and just buy a little bit. I'm buying all the tickers with America in it simply because of the America party, Elon Musk.
okay, so I need to buy this one, right?
Yeah. So just do like 0.5, 0.5, 0.5. Buy like 3 tickers.
This one.
Mm-hmm.
And then we are going to Phantom, right?
Yeah.
What do you use? Because I usually use Radium or Jupiter for the...
Yeah, either one is fine.
Either one is fine, I get it. Okay, let's go. I need to choose sell, then input contract. Okay, AP, America Party.
Mm-hmm.
So how much I need to allocate?
I think just do 0.5 and then also try the America party tab.
0.5 sol. I don't have so much money. I have only 0.6 sol on this wallet.
Sure. Okay.
0.3.
Yeah,
for the
0.3. 0.3.
I get it. And we will choose the second one, right?
Yeah.
This one is confirm. And then we will choose TAP, right?
Yeah, the American party. So
At
send meta.
top, where is...
It's number 10 right now on trending.
This is not TAP. It's number 10.
TAP.
Which TAP? This TAP.
Yes.
This TAP.
Yeah.
Which one?
The one with 2.9 million market cap right now.
2.9. Yeah, I get it.
Yeah.
So it can be any crazy guy,
Mm-hmm.
let's say like Color, who just 16 years old,
Yes.
who just launched this bullshit.
Yeah.
And maybe he's waiting some number struck pull us.
Yes. So you're just hoping that the guy who is behind it is not poor.
That's why.
Yes, because if he makes $30,000, if that's a lot of money to him, he's gonna rug pull it.
How to analyze what, let's say, two of these projects? Can you show me? Why do we buy it?
Okay, so the law is what I told you, where Elon Musk made we want to make
plan to launch a new party. Okay.
Political party. So we're chasing for that.
That's all?
That's all. So you know that there will be a ticker that's going to be big in the next few days or today, whatever, with this, based on this theme. So whether it's going to be the American party or the party, like all these
But what
memes
about
are
the, let's say,
competing.
snipers, all of other bullshit that you have talking about?
That's why there are many tickers, right? So the best ticker is going to win, either through marketing or either through just chance, whatever. But the idea is that if a ticker is going to come out of this narrative, I want to be in it. Similar to Department of Government Efficiency when it came out, it was the same, right? So you had a bunch of tickers chasing for the same lore, and one of them made it huge. Like I think the top was 300 million.
So you do not analyze anything here.
I'm looking at is the liquidity locked? Sure. Is it bundled? By how much and stuff like that. But the most important one is the liquidity there to be locked on.
Tell me a little bit about this. How does it work? What does it mean, the liquidity?
It means that the contract owner cannot pull out the funds from the liquidity. So it's there. Pump.fund has a system where it takes the liquidity, locks it up into Radium. So the money will always be there. As much as people are trading, fees are being generated. Some of it goes into liquidity. Some of it, now I think they have a fee distribution model. You cannot drain it. So even if you own the project, the contract, you can't drain the liquidity out of it.
And how does it help?
It means that you can't just scam it 100%. So you can sell your tokens, but there's no way you can sort of control the liquidity pool itself.
Okay, so and there are some tokens that are not have the liquidity locked.
Yeah,
So-
other tokens, you see that green, that lock, when
Okay.
it's red, it means that the liquidity is open. It means they can completely drain that liquidity pool.
Why it's always different, the liquidity pool? It's like it's automatically built.
Yeah, it's automatically built, yeah. So when you launch it, after migration, that is like the first stage of building a liquidity pool. And then after that, it grows with trading.
How much money you need to launch your token?
How much money? Like $10?
But how you can pull 200 in a liquidity pool?
So if you launch on Pump, obviously bots and snipers are going to be clicking also. So as much as people are buying, the liquidity is being built at the
Okay.
same time. So you don't need your own money to do the liquidity.
Oh, really? All the
You
liquidity that's built by the pump fund automatically.
Exactly.
Okay, why do you do not look to the any other metrics like community, Twitter?
You sort of can, but it's more like
You don't need.
it's like if
They
so
have only 61 member on Twitter.
you see, that's why it doesn't matter that much. The idea is the law. Why are you looking into this meme? If I look at a random ticker right now and it looks like it's going up a lot or it has motion, I'll be like, well, what's the aura here? I need to understand it. So I can start doing research. But right now for a ticker like this, we already know the lore. So we're just trying to find the right ticker that fits the model.
But you do not dig deep into the sniper, into the devs.
The DEX will show you everything. So if you're using Axiom or bullx, you'll be able to see everything. The bundlers, how much money have these guys already made trading the token, all the information is there. Even on DEXScreener.
But why you do not look at it right now?
Well, I know those tickers, but also I know what I'm looking for already. I just want to get in any of these American political party tickers. I know that maybe the chances are 80% I'll lose money completely. That's fine. But the thing is,
yeah,
we lose together. We lose together.
Who will get my $50?
Yeah, someone else out there will get it. Whoever is going to dump first. So I might just dump.
It's
right
like, it's about the believing, right? Brilliant hands when you do not sell, right?
Yes. It's got diamond hands.
Diamond hands, yeah, then you are going up.
I just wanted to show you this. So you can see this token. There have been people that have made a lot of money already. This guy, he didn't buy anything. He's the dev. He made $53,000 already. He sold some at this current market cap. He sold everything already. And there's this guy who invested $39,000.
How much?
$39,000 at a low market cap like this, and he sold for $75,000. He made $36,000. So these are either the snipers or an insider who could see it, or someone who just saw it early. There are people who have different strategies where they go in with a huge amount. When the token is so sort of new, it's volatile, it goes up a lot quickly. So you can buy quicker with $50,000. As long as the liquidity is there, you pull out in the next minute and you sort of double your money or whatever. So yeah, you can sort of see these kind of things. But the more you see a lot more people investing with huge amounts, the more strength you sort of feel about sizing. Like, well, maybe you can size a little bit more, a little bit higher on it. If you remember Trump when it launched, if you looked at the transactions.
For Trump, it was the difference between million and billion.
Yes.
For me, the average size was 10 Solanas for the investment. But for the Trump, I calculated that it was easier for me to put there 1,000 to 10,000 because
Yes.
this is a difference between 1 million and 1 billion. But this was a unique situation because the market was not ready for the token that can be launched on 1 billion.
But still, imagine there are people clipping like $2 million positions. At every time it goes up by like $1, they're clipping in 1 million, 2 million, 3 million. It's like, who was doing that? So, people are just really crazy. And that's why I'm saying even the James Wayne situation, it's real. There are people who are that crazy and they just can't help themselves.
Tell me your story. How did you come up to the current moment?
My story, I started off in Africa. I was born in a small country called Malawi. You probably have never heard of it. It's a small country, landlocked. It's within the lowest top 10 of the lowest GDPs in the world. So you can imagine how crazy it is. So I was born there. I went to school there, at least like primary, high school, and then I moved to South Africa after that in Cape Town.
So the South Africa, this is like a central hub for the whole Africa.
Yeah, I would say that, yes. South Africa is more like a hub for Africa, especially in southern region of Africa, yes. So I moved to South Africa. It's where my adult life, I grew up in South Africa, yeah. So sort of I lived half in Malawi, half in South Africa. And the way I got into this, when I was in Malawi, I was very young. I didn't really know. I was just interested in technology, but we were so poor that I couldn't even afford a computer. So
how old are you right now?
30.
30. I'm 34.
Oh, there you go. We couldn't afford to have a computer. I only had my first computer when I was 16 years old. So that's when I started learning stuff. Actually, I taught myself how to code, how to design stuff and things like that. And then I decided not to go to college, not really decide because we just couldn't afford it. I was probably also too dumb to do it. But I moved to South Africa, kept on teaching myself some things. Then I developed skill. I worked online. The banks could not allow me to have a bank account because I did not have a job. I didn't have an official job. I wasn't even a student neither of an institution.
Okay.
So you needed to have a student card to have a student account. But you know how banks work. So that's what led me into Bitcoin because I was looking for a solution to be able to get paid when I work online. So when I got Bitcoin, that was the only way where I felt part of a system where I can receive money without somebody asking me stupid questions like, okay, where is your student card? Where is your pay slip? Whatever. So that's how it worked for me. And then after that, I started my own crypto exchange. I went back to Malawi, opened the first crypto exchange there.
In Malawi?
Yeah, it has never been there. So I did that. And then I also started Crypto University, which is still around to this day. And then after that, I just focused more on trading and investing after.
And how did you move to Dubai?
Came here, I think, for a conference. I was just exploring. It was during COVID. And when I got here, I was like, wow, this is, it felt like the future or a city that I would like to live. It's so safe, lots of opportunities. And I was trying to raise money as well for my companies. And the people that were interested were more here. And they were also interested to have the company that I would raise for to be based in Dubai. So it just made sense for me to stay. But also it was more open for crypto because I was in South Africa. Doing crypto there was more like people thought it was scamming. It was like maybe it's a scam or nobody really took crypto seriously at the time. Whereas here, if you say that you're a crypto guy, nobody was looking at you weird at all. I made a lot of friends also because I was doing YouTube, right? So the whole YouTube cabal of the last cycle.
What do you call YouTube cabal?
It's just the YouTube group that was in control of last cycle, I would say. So you look at even from 2017, there are people like Ivan on Tech. Okay. Ivan, I met him a long time ago in 2017 cycle. We were doing like podcasts together and stuff like that. You have people like Chris, Crypto.
Yeah, Chris, Crypto. I get it.
All these people that we knew who were the YouTubers. And when I came to Dubai for some conference or whatever, everyone was here. And everybody at the time was like, I'm moving here. So it was part of the trend. And I was just like, yep, I'm just going to move to Dubai as well.
Was it hard to move here or not?
That was the funny part. It was so easy, right? It was just like, how do you do it? The process is very straightforward. You open a company and you do this, you do that, I also tried the UK, to be fair, because growing up when I was younger, in Africa, people used to go to the UK a lot. It's like, the UK is this nice country, what. But when I got there myself, like London was kind of, so I just didn't like to be based there. But also I wasn't looking for a job.
Because you already made some money.
Yes, I already had money. So I was like, I understood that people were moving there to get a job. But if you don't need a job, it doesn't make sense for you to be based in London.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, so I was
it's no reason, I get it.
It doesn't make sense. So I would spend more time though in Cambridge. I like Cambridge. It's like academia is there, lots of smart people. There's a small tech community as well. So I liked it. But then COVID restrictions were extremely hard also there at some point.
But why do you end up with the trading? Why do you just trading as the main source of income?
Good point. So trading is just like, if you have some capital and you know you have the skill, it's the easiest way to make money without working too hard. Because my whole life, I worked extremely hard to make money. I didn't know that it was really possible to just make money by making good decisions. You can imagine my first job I was a gardener. I was cutting grass at people's houses. You go to rich people's homes. I had a job. The guy puts me in the back of his truck. We drive to people's homes and I would be cutting grass like that, right? So that's what I understood making money was. And then I changed that job. I worked in a laundromat, washing people's clothes, folding, ironing, and like that. So it's like everything was harder to make money. But the more I got into Bitcoin, I started learning that you can make money through arbitrage. That's how I started my YouTube channel, because I was doing arbitrage trading of Bitcoin in different countries in Africa. And the margins were crazy high. Like within South Africa alone, the margins was like 30% minimum. And then you go to a country like Zimbabwe, you go to Malawi, you trade in Nigeria, it was like double for Bitcoin. So once you understand this thing, it's like, why do I have to work hard for money? I can basically just sit home, arbitrage and make money. Then I just got used to that living, that I don't really want to do too many hard things anymore.
Wow.
Yeah. Does that make sense? And entrepreneurship, which I am one, but it's really, really hard to sort of sell a product and stuff. It's not compared to trading. I only launch more entrepreneurial ventures in things that I really like.
For example?
Education. I was really passionate about education. So I started Crypto University. I drove it so far because...
It's very big numbers there.
Yes.
Because of the number of the students.
Yes.
Around 30,000, something like
that.
That.
More than 60,000. Now it's more than 60,000, yeah. And, we control the brand, the SEO, we're on top still, so it's a great brand. Now I'm more interested in farming. I bought some farms, farming, like being a farmer. In South Africa, in Malawi, I'm also looking into Brazil right now. So that's something that I'm more interested in, and I think I really want to...
It's because in your childhood you were involved in farming?
No, not at all. So you see, the funny thing about where I grew up is that people teach you to not learn any real life skill. Everybody wants to be a boss. So your parents, society is sort of conditioning you to be this softy. You need to get an education so that you can become a manager or a boss. Like people look down on things like farming. The same mentality when, J.D. Vance in the US said Chinese peasants work in a factory or whatever, right? Because in the West, this mentality that doing hard labor, like being a plumber or being a bricklayer, is a a skill beneath you, you shouldn't acquire that kind of skill. You want to be a CEO, or you want to be a manager, or you want to be an accountant kind of, But eventually you learn that these are the things that you're supposed to know. So farming was also one of those things where people look down on farming. They don't think about it. Everybody want to buy a house in the city. But I think the coolest thing you can do is buy your own piece of land as big as possible, 250 hectares, whatever, if you can afford it, and build structures there and turn it into a business. So I'm more interested in that because it would be one of those areas that it would take a lot more years to be automated by AI to begin with. But also it's a real life skill. You can live off your land and survive. I think it's a cool thing to do.
Okay, talking about AI, do you personally use any AI tools?
So much, yeah. So 2 years ago, maybe my team was a team of 25 people.
Now it's?
6. Yeah. Yeah, exactly. You can imagine. Even in my trading activities, I used to have maybe 2 researchers. We used to call them researchers, right? On salary, helping me look for things and make decisions. Now it's just me and AI. I just created like custom GPTs, and then I use those to sort of help me in every aspect. So risk management GPT, research GPT, all these models. And I just use those. I think it's much better. They're fast and they don't sleep.
How much do you sleep?
A lot more than I should. It's like, I think 5 to 6 hours.
I get it.
You?
I have 2 kids, so sometimes it's around 6. I slept for the 6 hours for more than maybe 7 or 8 years, and it's become a habit. So I usually wake up without alarm clock.
Oh, wow.
But with the kids, I started to sleep a little bit more. I don't know why. Also, if you get to sleep with them in their bed when you just read a book and then you, oh my God, I am done. So now it's more about 8 because I found that the sleep is crucial for me.
Yes.
Because I have no enough sleep, my brain activity is not performed 100%. That's the biggest challenge. I think that the wealthiest sleep, this is the most crucial thing for the success. Because you have no enough sleep, you cannot perform. That's the main idea.
I use supplements for that. Otherwise, if I don't, then I also cannot function at all. So it's like supplements kind of help. Lots of coffee per day kind of help as well, but it's not maybe the healthiest thing.
Yeah, I know. Okay, so because this is not a usual podcast, let me check how much money we have on our American. Maybe you want to ask me some of the questions.
Yeah, so
because it can be interesting.
How did you start in this entrepreneurship journey? Or where in Russia are you from exactly?
Oh, I'm originally from Moscow. This is quite interesting because I believe that a lot of the entrepreneurs came from the poverty, let's say. Because in Russia, I have a lot of good friends. I run a business club. We have more than 120 people with an average capital more than $2 million. I think only 5% of us are from Moscow or St. Petersburg as a capital city. The rest, they are from the small cities. Because if you came from the small city, if you come from the poverty, you are hungry. You are looking for success. I'm from a very good family. I was learning very good school.
Are you like...
I'm Russian.
Oligarch?
No. I was the poorest guy in my class.
Okay.
Let's say we have 26 people. How I can compare it? Let's say a lot of people in my class, they were driven to school on a Mercedes, maybe on a Jaguar or something like this. But I was walking or drove by, I know, I'm familiar with Lada. So we have Russian cars, Lada. My grandparents from one side, they was professors in universities, but there is not so much money. This is more about intelligence and knowledge. On the other hand, my grandparents, dentists. So they was a little bit more wealthy. Mm-hmm. My father was a small entrepreneur. He just do, let's say, some type of shop inside the mall. So it was about the sport clothes, something like this. And mother usually helps them. It was some money, but it was not a lot, let's say. So my parents also get some hard times. And then I was maybe on the late classes, because in Russia we have maybe different classes. We have 10 classes. Like we go to school at 6 or 7 and then quit at around 17, 16. I paid for the bills for our home because we had around 10 months so the bills was not paid for the 10 months.
Yes.
So it was different periods of the times when it was money, when it was not. But I'm from Moscow. I'm from a very good family with very good education. But I'm still hungry because when I drive underground metro, or when I drive Lada, my friends driving new Audi A5, Audi RS5, Jaguar, etc. And it was a big motivation for me. When they got drunk, I just drove them back home on their Audi, so it was really good. And I do a lot of stuff, and then I work. I'm the guy who worked in a factory. Okay. I worked in a factory as my first job on a second or third course of the university as a tester. It was drill stations. When you get oil, you have some controllers. It's more about technical stuff. I'm an engineer. I work on a factory. In dollars, it was $200. Let's say a salary, monthly salary. Maybe back to this year, it's calculated to the current exchange rate. Back to these days, maybe it was 400, something like this. And then, I started trading. I was, and every time I go to the university, I see that advertising. It was Russian campaigns, Russian forex campaigns back to 2009. That's the first time I just met this trading. And then I opened a demo account, and on the first course, I was already trading. And from 2009 until 2011, I became quite successful. I was a 20 years old guy, maybe 19 years old guy. I was good looking, like you now. And I tried to sell investments on the forex. By the end of the 2010, I already get around $250,000 under control. $200,000, it was my capital that I trade. I found a video on YouTube from 2015. In 2015, I trade for the 30,000.
Wow.
And in 2010, I trade for the 200,000. And then on the March 11, 2011, it was a big boom in Japan on the Fukushima nuclear station. And I lost everything in 5 minutes. I was in a long USD to Japanese yen.
Right.
And then I got liquidated with all the more than $200,000. It was not my money. Yes, I had a car during this moment. But I remember at the time I was laying on bed. Oh my God, what I need to do? I need to came back to my parents and told them we need to sell our apartments because I'm in debt for a lot of money.
Is it a Russian thing to do, or like?
No.
Can you lose money and just go to the parents? Like,
it's a Russian thing to do. Maybe it's about my mentality. Yeah. But then the next morning I called to all of my investors and hey guys, we are. So let's find a way. And that's how my entrepreneurship starts.
Who are these investors? Were they like worthy people? Or like...
Well, it was people like you and me right now. Or they was around 30 years old, or entrepreneurs.
But they understood
understood all the bullshit. And that's how I started and then for the next 5 years, I have no idea what do. I do everything. Started from food. We just buy food in a restaurant and do a delivery. We are building websites. We are selling clothes. We do everything. And then in 2013, we were sitting in KFC, and my friend told me, hey, the guys in America, they're building mobile websites. If you go back, in 2014, it was no mobile versions of the websites.
Yes.
All the websites on the iPhones, on the phones, looks like a regular on a PC. And I founded a company that became the number one in Russia, building the mobile apps. And I generate a huge amount of income. We have more than 200 projects. I started with the websites costs $300 and ended by 70,000. And then in 2016, I founded a dating app, Sugar Daddy, Sugar Baby dating app that became the number one in Russia. We already worked with my wife under this project. She was the head of the support and she helped me to cover all of this. It was profitable. It was more than 1 million users. It was interesting business.
Yeah.
And then in 2019, I sold it and I moved to US, started a new companies. And then I got f***ed up 5 times.
By like what?
I failed all of my startups. I ruined all of my money. And by the 2020, I had Audi RS5 and Audi SQ5, quite fast cars. I needed to sold all of them. Also, the most painful thing for me was to sold my wife's car.
Ooh, yeah, that's fun.
Yeah, then I put my apartments. I already had my own apartments. I put it on a debt on a loan. So I needed to. Because I need money.
Where, in the US or in Russia?
No, here in Moscow. In Moscow.
Okay.
Because I failed in the US, I get back to Moscow, and I needed to get all of this. And then in 2020, 21 was my first job as a C-level. I joined a company called Dreamcom. It's a company that provides live cam webcam, but in the virtual reality. It's crazy technological stuff. Like, because now when you open any site like Hub, Xhamster, any other, once you click on a VR, the company Dreamcam provided all the technical stuff.
Right.
So we was responsible for the world technicians between the studios and VR headsets. Also, this is a time when VR become popular.
Yeah.
With Mark Zuckerberg, he just translated it to the Meta. The salary was good, around 10,000 per month. For the Russia, it's a very big salary. It's like 1 million rubles. And then I started YouTube in 2021. I completely missed crypto in 2021, 2022, 2023.
Wow.
I was not in crypto. I just recorded a video about Stepan and it's booming.
Yes.
It becomes a hype of P2P in Russia.
Right.
And I also made a video about P2P and it's booming. And then I found a very interesting fact that people, they want to learn more about crypto, but they don't want to listen you and me in a monologue. They don't want looking like a talking head.
Right.
They want to listen this dialogue where it's questions, answers. And then I have no idea what is DeFi is. I have no idea how to stake. Okay, yes, I used wallet, I do trading, I use exchanges, I trade on a Bitfinex in 2016, so I'm quite young. I was quite early. I bought Bitcoin in 2017 and ETH in 2017. Also, it was funny when I found ETH equal $300,000 on my wallet.
Oh.
My wife just told me, hey, maybe we can sell this flash card. I can say, yeah, let's do, but let me try it first. I opened and it was ETH for the $300,000. The exchange rate was 3,000.
Wow.
So it was a lot. It
also,
saved me.
so you just bought 100 long time ago and forgot about
It saved me. So it was a lot of stories like this. And then here we are now. I'm run the largest Russian-speaking podcast about cryptocurrencies. We have 12 million views per month on the YouTube. We have around 4 million unique viewers. We have 6 million views on Instagram. I am the most influential guy in the this market in the crypto field. All the influencers in this market, they followed me. For me, it's just enough to put some idea on my Telegram.
Yeah.
And then in the next 10, 15 minutes, it's spread around the world. Also, I'm one of the 220 participants of the Trump's dinner. Gala dinner with President Donald Trump in the Washington. I just came from there 2 weeks ago. Also, I was a co-founder and chief marketing officer for the Hamster Combat and responsible for the world growth from the 0 to 200 to the 100 million users. But during this way, I also run an affiliate marketing company. Yeah. So I do a lot of things now. I have more than 200 people working in all of my branches of business. I have 6 CEOs, chief executive officers, who works in a different companies. Right. And in every company, I have partner. Usually one partner, maybe 3 partners, who is responsible for the other, maybe financial stuff, sales stuff, other things. I mostly do ideas, business development, connections, investment, marketing. So I am responsible for so the money flows inside the business. This is my story and these podcasts and the idea for the maybe 2025, 2026 to build the same media empire in the English-speaking world. Because I know that this hard work pays off. Yes. This is the only way. Yes, I work like a maniac. I work 12, 14, 16 hours per day. Also, this is really pushes my team to the top because they see that they are leader. He is working. He is not chilling.
Why Dubai, though? Why did you choose Dubai?
Because in 2022, we had some very, let's say, strange situation in Russia. Every man was required to go to an army. So I just moved to the Dubai. And then we just stayed here. And now I can say that I live on a wheel. I have 2 kids. They're heading to the school. I have 3 cars. So everything is good. This is one of the safest places in the world. And I feel the same as you. I feel that I live in 2025. This is the only play in Earth because in 2023, in 2024, I travel around the globe. I made the full cycle. I visited, in 2018, I visited 21 countries. In 2024, I visited maybe 30 countries. Big capital cities, I travel around the US for the 6 months. Dubai, this is the only place where you feel that you live in 2025.
Which other cities ever made you feel like I could live here?
For me, the main problem of Dubai, this is ecology. Because this is what nobody talks about. Right. But the air quality here is bad. True. I feel it by myself when I came from another country, and I feel it in my kids. So they have coats here once they spend enough time here because the quality of the air. Because really, there's not enough oxygen here.
Right.
This is a fact. I think this is the main issue from the Dubai. Talking about other cities, I think for me, Seattle. That's why.
Seattle.
I plan to move to the Seattle later this year because I want to do space stuff. Like you want to do farming.
Yeah.
I want to do space industry.
Right. That's a good industry right now. It's hot.
Yeah. Seattle, this is a headquarter for the companies like Amazon,
Yeah.
Boeing, Microsoft, Starbucks. Maybe Starbucks and Amazon, not from here, but Boeing.
Is Blue Origin?
Blue Origin, this is Amazon's
Seattle,
company.
Yeah.
That's why I think, and also this is 4 seasons. This is a lot of maybe rainy days, but I'm from Russia, I'm from Moscow. I'm okay with all the snow and all of the signs. So, I want to feel fresh air. That's my main requirement.
That's a rich flex, It's like, I'll move just for the air. That's good privilege, but it's very important.
It's good privilege, but at the same moment, I think that other thing about the Dubai, it's quite hard maybe to understood, but in Dubai, you see a lot of people moving from all around the world, very rich people, but they build their wealth in their countries.
Elsewhere,
In the UK, in the Europe, in the America, in Africa, in Russia. And then they spend money here in Dubai.
Yes.
But they do not build here.
I mean,
I want to build where I'm living. But in the US, the largest number of millionaires, self-made millionaires who build business there. That's why I want to move, because I want to build, I want to produce. Because here for me, it's super flexible. I think it's super open for the business. The taxes, extremely low, it's 5%. The bank accounts, super easy to open. Even if you are Russian, it's not a problem. All these foreigners with the money, they are ready to invest money only in real estate here.
Yes.
They're not ready to invest it in a business.
Anything else,
In anything
That's
else.
true, I sort of also been looking, like every other entrepreneur, I've been thinking so hard about, like, I want to have a business in Dubai.
Yeah.
A traditional business, not crypto. How do you see Dubai from that aspect of, like, okay, is it that there is not enough to do because everything is already covered, or the market is not big enough? What makes you think that, let's say, in the US, maybe you have more gaps?
It's only because of me. Because I want to do tech. Let's say I want to do space.
Have you explored space here, or just in the GCC in general?
It will be honest, not so deep.
Right.
I think that I heard that it will be a space station, maybe here in Qatar. And they have this, let's say, all the UAE, it moves like a plan. If they have it in a plan, they support it.
Yes.
But for me, nobody stops me to build a foundation in the US.
Yes.
Then build this foundation and be eligible with the plan here.
Right, I see what you mean.
But here is no foundation for the space now. You need to build this foundation in the, let's say, in the US. I think in the other industries, you can. I know maybe Noon, Kareem, all of these IT companies, they built maybe with the foreigners, 100% with the support of the sheikhs.
Do you know what you want to do in space exactly?
I think that it will be related to the space garbage.
Space garbage, okay.
Because just imagine you have 2 objects flying on our orbit with an average speed of 17,000 kilometers per hour.
Yes.
And if they crash, now it's not 2 objects. It's like 2,000 objects moving with the same speed around the orbit.
Yeah.
All the researchers shows that maybe in the next, I don't know, maybe not 10, but 15, 20 years, we will not be able to go to space.
Because of
the
debris?
garbage.
Okay.
Because now all the space launches already monitored the space garbage. So when they go to the orbit, it will not be hidden by and just imagine, it's like it can be a small bolt, but it's moving super fast on an orbit. So I think it will be related to this one. And also talking about the farming industry, I have a very interesting technology that helps you to analyze, let's say, your health. It's maybe quite to imagine. This is the scanner like this.
Yeah.
You just put your hand, 30 seconds. The equal result that you get from the 2 days deep research about your health. With the blood, with everything. Just 30 seconds on the top. It's not energy, like, I have no idea how to say it in English. Your signal. So you and me, we all have... Frequency, yeah.
Right.
With your frequency. And this technology already used in farming, maybe not in farming, let's imagine cows.
I have a lot of cows.
You have 1,000 cows.
Yeah.
One of them becomes sick, and it can ruin all of them.
Yeah.
But if you can predict it, it can save your business.
Sure.
And this technology already works with the tens of thousands cows around the world to help to predict illness and help to save thousands of them.
Yeah, that's a big deal for farmers.
Yeah. So this technology, I think also I can raise money for it to make it big. in the US.
So in the space thing, just you have a lot of debris in space. Isn't that when an object sort of dies or is no longer supported, it sort of loses attitude and eventually it's going to burn down
It's
in the atmosphere?
I would think so like this, but it doesn't work. You know, there is different type of the orbits.
Yes.
Let's say choose the lowest one.
Which is where most people go.
It took you around 1.5 years
To drop.
to
Get out of...
drop.
Oh, wow.
If you go 10 kilometers higher, that's still low orbit.
Yes.
It will take you 3 years. So it's crazy. I was the same thoughts that,
Yes.
okay, now there are different type of the solutions. We are as a
Civilization.
we will find a way maybe how to accumulate Derby, maybe on some like you know, like an ocean. All the oceans, they accumulated all this Derby between America and Japan. It was a very dirty part of the ocean.
Yes.
I think that the same, we need to find a place in the space and then find the technology how we can move all this Derby to the space, so it will be, I don't know, maybe
okay, I see.
located there.
So you don't want to bring it down to Earth, but you just want to throw it into...
Maybe somewhere,
into the vortex.
Because I do some research and there are some points where it can be collected. But the only place where you can raise money for this,
Yes.
where you can find best engineers, this is US.
Yes. I think you can find the best engineers in Russia, but you can find the money in
find
the
the
US.
money in the US. Yeah.
You hire sort of China and Russia for the engineers, but the money...
Maybe, you know, it will be different because now in space we have very, very interesting business models. Like now the first commercial space station already building. Also there are some space taxi. Just imagine you have a satellite that goes on a low orbit. Then you have a space taxi that came to this satellite and bring it to the geostationary orbit.
So with your solution, are you going to have like a huge vehicle, a huge vessel that's going around space collecting speckles?
It's too early to speak about this.
Okay.
Because now
but you know the problem that you want to solve.
I know the problem and I know that I need to move there. Why I feel myself in the US.
Right.
Because I'm completely separated from all of this.
I think I understand now. Yeah, your intuition. You feel like things are going on, but you're here.
Yeah,
there's AI, there's space. It's going on there, but you feel like you're not part of the.
Yeah, and here I have podcasts, meetings, everything, team problems.
Yeah.
Everything that I need to solve. So that's how it works.
Yeah, that's good. I think that's a young spirit. You know, it's like when you're itching for something. Space is a very interesting industry to get in.
Who knows how it will be. So space and this frequency for the healthcare, also for the farming.
Which you can also raise a lot in the US.
Yeah. Because this technology, it's already has been patented, but it took them 7 years to get a patent in the US.
This is like Russian tech?
Russian tech, yeah.
Okay.
But they are scientists. They're not entrepreneurs.
I see.
That's why they need me, because they develop the technology. They know the idea of the implementation, but now they need business development to get this on a rail.
They need someone to sell it.
Yeah, and they're good on the marketing.
Yeah, good. I think you're going to make it work, man. Good luck. The US is a powerful place.
This is my story.
And where do you think it's going to end up?
Who knows? You know.
In 5 years?
You know, my, let's say, target is to get around $40 million in wealth.
Why so low?
Because, you know, it was at times when I generated 250,000 personal income per month. I made it for the more than 2 years. I know how it's feel to get 200 every month. Okay. If you put 40 million on an average interest rate 6 to 7%, it will generate 200,000 per month.
Theoretically, but you as an entrepreneur, the thing is you're more likely going to have a crazier idea to fund.
I know.
And then you're probably going to bust it.
I know. I will be honest, I want to build by my own cash. I don't want to, let's say, to be weak person who need to raise money. Sometimes you need to raise. Now, if I need 1 million for the project, it's solvable.
Yes.
I can found it, but if I need 10, now I have no idea
where to get it from.
How to get
yes.
Yeah. I think that the farther I move, it will be maybe 110 will evolve to the 100.
I think you're probably going to evolve from this model when you move to the US because everyone else is already conditioned in this fundraising way. The good thing about coming from places like Russia or Africa is that you learn how to bootstrap.
Yeah.
You don't grow up thinking that someone is going to give you $1 million for a fucking project.
I need to earn it.
You
first.
need to earn it. You grind, you save, and you do it. Whereas in the other, like in the West, it's more like, okay, you just have an idea and then you make a pitch deck, you know. And then it's kind of like someone will give you money. Like I didn't understand this concept, but I had to learn it.
That's why all the strongest entrepreneurs in the US, they're foreigners.
Right. Absolutely. I agree with
The
you.
same
on
that I started with you. All entrepreneurs in Russia, they're not from Moscow.
Right. They're from the trenches of Russia.
The same is with the US. All the great entrepreneurs in the US, they're not from the US.
Yeah. It makes
And
sense.
this is the same one like it was in the Russia. A lot of my friends, let's say 80% of my friends work as the top managers in the companies. In the US, a lot of the Native Americans work as the managers in the company.
Yeah. So it's like they targeting becoming a CFO or whatever.
Something like this. Yeah. Also, this is a big challenge for me to raise the kids because I want my kids to be entrepreneurs. But we will be honest, entrepreneurship is hard.
Yeah.
Sometimes it's safer, it's easier, it's better to live as a top manager. Sometimes you get more money.
Most times you get more money. I don't think entrepreneurs do it simply because they want to make money. I mean, then Jeff Bezos would retire by now,
Yeah.
I think it's having ideas. If you think that your perception of reality is the right one, your ideas are right, you want to see it in the world, like this is how things are supposed to be. And you're willing to take your money and risk your well-being to do it. I think that's what most entrepreneurs do.
That's why I do it.
Exactly.
Always.
Because if it was about the money, you would be like, oh, I just made 5 million. I'll put it into a savings account or buy bonds. Then I get 5% a year. I'm good. But it's all these ideas and stuff like that.
And stuff, yeah.
But I think it's either you have it or you just don't. I don't think it's this thing that you can...
It's a way.
It's kind of like maybe 50% nurture, 50% natural. Yeah, that's a tough one to raise kids in that kind of way.
Because now I want to spend some time with the family. That's also very crucial for me because in this chase of money, you can skip your life.
Yeah,
true. I don't want it. You and me, we are moving super fast because an average people generate, I don't know, millions in late 40s,
right?
Or maybe 50s. And when we're on mid 30s or early 30s, already made this type of business, maybe empire, get some income. We are really moving super fast. Because when you get success in 20, I was also quite successful at 20. You will be failed a lot of times after this. It's not consistent when we are very young.
When you have kids like this, what do you teach them now? Because I think people that grow up with wealth, like your kids, are more likely going to be good capital allocators like VC. Like I know a lot of people in the VC industry that are really good. Mostly they grew up with money because it's not something new for them, right? They understand large numbers already, how to allocate it. Their hunger is different. They're good at just managing money and invest there and make money. For people who grew up with nothing, they're sort of good at making it. But now we're entering a world of AI at the same time. So the ideas that you and I had are going to be completely disrupted in the next 4 or 5 years. So what do you teach your kids now?
I decided that until they hit 7, it will be okay. Then I will limit them super hard. Now I try them to teach money, how to operate them, how to do investments, how to do all the things, as you told me as a CFO, and also how to earn money. Let's say not every time, but very often when we're going to the grocery, I just give them money, not card, physical money. So they feel it. They give it to the cashier.
Right.
They get an exchange, so they feel that they buy something. And if they want to buy something, I give them money, and they feel that they exchange it. This is like a small thing. But my smallest one, the 3 years, 2.8. It's nothing to talk with him about right now. But the oldest one, 6 years. When I was growing up, I was dreaming. I have no idea that Porsche 911 exists. But with my kids, I drive it daily. And we do launch start every day.
Right.
And we just started, hey guys, on the way to school, hey guys, are you ready to do? Hey, let's go. And we're doing.
Wow. But also, what's funny about what you said is, okay, so you had to teach them, be like, okay, here's money, pay, get change.
Yeah.
So, what that's doing in their brain is telling them that money comes from dad or someone at the top pays money.
Yeah.
Whereas you were thinking about, you have to go look, since you said you were paying some bills at your house, right? Yeah. It's a whole different.
I remember this time that the guys came to our home that they want to turn off electricity in our flat.
Wow. Shit.
Because we did not pay for it for the 10 months.
Right.
And stop, I will pay it today.
Yeah. So your idea was already like, okay, money doesn't come from parents. I have to get it from elsewhere and pay
I get it. And also I try to be an example for them. Let's say for me, it's quite hard also when you work until late night, until let's say 2 a.m. This is always a dilemma. If you work until 2 a.m., you cannot show them an example that the daddy is sleeping. That's quite complicated because they usually woke up at 6:30, and you cannot lay in bed showing them that the dad is sleeping all day, because they will left the home at 7:20, they go to school, and the dad will be sleeping.
Yes.
So this is a very bad example. So you need to limit yourself. You need, sometimes I woke with them, I had a breakfast, I drop them to school, or maybe waiting until they will be my wife will drop them, and then I go sleep again. Sometimes that I do, because it's all about the example. I made this experiment on a stage in the Moscow Blockchain Live. I just told, hey guys, let's put an example. Hey, please raise your finger like this. But I told them that you need to raise this finger.
Okay.
But the 80% of the people in the audience raised this one.
Oh, where was this? In Russia?
In Russia.
Okay.
It was, let's say, thousands of people who paid minimum $300 for the ticket. But they did not what I did. They show that I did it and they repeat it, but I talked a different thing. This is exactly with the kids. They did not listen to you. They just watch.
Yeah, okay.
That's the same.
Right, so you just have to lead by example.
Yeah.
But why do people raise this finger in Russia? Because in other countries, surely people would do this.
No, you can try. So you can just say, hey guys, let's do an experiment. Please raise your point finger to the top. Faster, everyone. Please.
Oh, so you say a pointer finger, but you
point
raise
finger,
this one.
you raise this one. Trust me, 80%.
Right. I get it. I now
80%.
get it. Yes, I see.
Because they do not listen to you.
They just watch.
They just watch.
A good psychological trick there. I'll use it. Raise your pointer finger.
It will work. Let's check our portfolio.
Probably we have been rugged. Maybe.
Okay, now I have $45.49. Nothing changes.
Yeah, nothing changes. So that's a good sign, because rugs are usually quicker, right? Yeah, rugs
really?
is like...
So they cannot wait.
Yeah, they can't wait. So this is kind of a good sign. It means that it could go to $1 million and someone else will buy it back. Or what I do sometimes is that if I think the ticker is good, and then it gets rugged by the dev, I just buy more to become like a big holder, like CTO it.
How long does it take to be rugged? In average, 1 hour from the token launch.
1 hour maximum.
If it has not been rugged in 1 hour,
it's more likely. So it's almost like the Lindy, the Lindy effect is this concept that if the restaurant has been around for 10 years, it's more likely to exist for another 10 years.
Yeah, I get it.
So the same concept. If it's 5 hours alive, it's more likely to last a little bit longer.
Just imagine that Fartcoin was rugged.
Imagine Fartcoin ranking at 1 billion. That would be crazy, right? So because it's $1 billion now, it's more likely going to 2 to 3 to 4. That is the idea, yeah.
Guys, we're done for today.
Yeah.
Thanks for watching.
Yeah, great podcast.
It was a great podcast.
Cheers, guys.
Yeah.